shoe story. This was in the 60s sometime. And so I just had bought a nice new pair of shoes. And they were kind of an off-white looking things. And I had on a pair of Honolulu wool, which is tropical weight. At the time, back in the 60s, when you paid $150 for a pair of slacks, it was, whatever. And the shoes were probably, I don't know, $300 or $400. So I thought, it's time for a break. We'll go see Jerry. So I hop on the plane over there. And I'm looking at these real nice off-white shoes and feeling really comfy and got a nice silk shirt on. So I stop in, of course, go right to Jerry's shop in a taxi. And he's sitting there with his Harley parked out in the front and the door wide open. When I came in the door, I wasn't aware of it, but I knew he had cased me out really good, and he didn't like what I was wearing. He hated it as much. And the next thing I know, I'm sitting right in front of him. The shop was a real tiny thing, like 20 by 20, and so we were real close together. And he's showing me this new Magnum needles he'd made up close. You got to get real close and look at this. So I scooch up, and he's showing me, and he says, now soldering them is so-and-so and such and such. And he quickly reaches back, grabs the solder, and comes forward with it to put it on the needles and on the needle bar. And when he does, he squirts out a 1/4 teaspoon size drop, and this acid hits right on my shoe, right on the big toe of my shoe here. And I didn't want to look down because I thought, oh my God, So after a minute or so goes by, I look down, here's this nice, big, dark, brown, ugly spot from the acid in the solder all over my new shoes, He didn't move his eyes, but he knew I was glancing down at my shoe and losing focus on his conversation, telling me about the needles. Right off the bat, he started this because he saw those shoes. As soon as I came to the door, he knew exactly what to do to blow my mind. All of a sudden, he looks down and says, oh, shit, what happened there? Oh, my God. And he just reaches down with these monstrous hands of his and grabs me by the foot, picks it up here about like so. He reaches over and gets some white tattooing, because they were like off-white shoes. And he puts a couple of drops on it, takes a Kleenex out of the Kleenex box like we use on the customers, and starts wiping it around about 3 times. He says, there, how's that? And he lets my foot go, and he grabs the needles again and starts with his story. And I'm going, oh my God, I should have never, I just didn't know what to say. I was just speechless. He says, well, let's go eat. I'm going to close up and go eat. Now he wants me to parade out in the street with his messed up shoes on. Oh, he got the biggest kick out of that. I think he wrote a letter to some of us. We should have seen Zeke. We went to Hotel Street to eat in the Italian restaurant with this big black and brown and white tattooing all over his shoes,